No one prepares you for how aging really feels. Not the doctors, not the magazines, and certainly not the glossy commercials showing perfect golden years. If you're between 55 and 75, you know the truth. It isn't just wrinkles or gray hair. It's that deep ache in your bones when you wake, the subtle shift in how your mind processes ideas, even the way your heart holds memories more tenderly, yet more painfully. Some days you wake feeling lighter, more peaceful, like you've finally earned a moment's rest. Other days you wake feeling heavier, as if the weight of every decision you've ever made presses down on your chest. You might find yourself pausing before standing, holding onto the edge of the bed, wondering where that resilience of your youth has gone. And in those moments, the fear can grip you. Is this the new normal? But here's the good news. Aging isn't just a loss, it's also a gain. Those aches are signposts pointing you toward wisdom you didn't have before. That slower pace, it gives you time to notice what you once rushed past. The memories you hold close, they're the threads weaving the tapestry of your unique story. And what looks like decline on the surface can, with the right care, become the fertile soil for a richer, more intentional life. In this video, I'm going to share the raw, unspoken truths about getting older and practical ways to live these years with more health, more happiness, and more meaning than you ever thought possible. No fluffy promises, no miracle pills, just honest strategies you can start using today to feel stronger, leaner, and more alive in your body, and to nourish your mind and spirit so you can embrace each day with curiosity and joy. If this speaks to you, hit like, subscribe for more real talk about life after 55, and share your story in the comments below. Let's grow stronger together. 43. Over time, you learn that your body is your home, and it's time to treat it with the respect and tenderness it deserves. For decades, many of us treated our younger bodies like rental cars. We drove them hard, skipped scheduled maintenance, pumped them full of whatever fuel was cheapest, and assumed they'd always get us where we wanted to go. But your body isn't a tool you discard when it wears out. It's your lifelong partner, the vessel that carries you through every sunrise, every dance, every conversation that makes your heart race or your eyes well up. Maybe you notice that you tire faster than you used to. You climb the stairs and feel your legs protest. You twist and feel a twinge in your back that lingers for days. You might hesitate before bending down, worried about pulling a muscle. And those small hesitations add up, narrowing your world until the fear of injury outweighs the desire to explore. But here's the truth. Your body still wants to serve you. It still wants to walk you through forests, dance at weddings, lift grandchildren onto your lap, and carry you on adventures near and far. It just needs consistent, thoughtful care. Start with movement you actually enjoy. If a 20-minute walk in the morning sunshine feels too small, celebrate it as your foundation. Add a few minutes of gentle stretching. Reach for the sky, fold forward, rotate your ankles and wrists. These simple acts keep your joints lubricated and remind your muscles they're meant to move. If you love music, turn your favorite song up loud and sway. If you prefer solitude, try a guided stretching routine or gentle yoga broadcast on public TV. Strength training isn't reserved for bodybuilders. Lifting light weights or even soup cans twice a week builds muscle, supports bone density, and sharpens balance. Stronger muscles protect your joints, preventing falls and strains. Drink water as if it were your most precious resource, because it is. Hydration fuels digestion, flushes toxins, and keeps your skin supple. If plain water bores you, infuse it with citrus slices, fresh mint, or a dash of ginger. Nourish yourself with whole foods, colorful vegetables, lean proteins, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Think of each meal as an opportunity to fuel your body for resilience rather than punish it with processed sugars and empty calories. And when exhaustion hits, remember, rest isn't a luxury, it's essential maintenance. A short nap, an afternoon unplugged with a book, or simply closing your eyes and breathing deeply for 5 minutes can reset your system. You're not trying to turn back the clock. You're choosing to feel good, move well, and savor every moment ahead. This body, your home, still holds the capacity for wonder, for joy, for carrying you toward experiences that light you up. Treat it with kindness, and it will repay you with energy, stability, and the freedom to chase new dreams. True friendships are rare treasures that only reveal themselves more brightly as the years pass. When you were younger, you might have collected acquaintances the way some collect stamps or souvenirs, many names, many faces, lots of busy chatter. But after 55, you discover that what matters isn't the breadth of your network, it's the depth of your connection. Maybe a childhood friend reaches out once in a blue moon, and when you talk, it's like no time has passed. You pick up right where you left off. Or maybe a neighbor becomes a sounding board, offering a cup of tea and a listening ear on a mundane afternoon. These are the relationships that stand the test of time, through health scares, job changes, moves across the country, and family milestones. They're the bonds that don't require explanation. They just understand. Ask yourself, who are the people who make you feel seen? Who laughs at your jokes without needing an explanation? Who sits with you in silence, turning quiet into comfort? Those are the friends to hold close. Don't wait for a holiday card or a big life event to check in. A simple, "I was thinking of you today" text, a surprise voicemail, or a handwritten note can breathe new life into a treasured bond. And be that friend in return. Show up without an agenda. Bring over cookies when you know someone's recovering. Offer a ride to an appointment. Listen without offering advice. Sometimes just being heard is the greatest gift you can give. True friendship isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistency, vulnerability, and small acts of care that say, "I'm here." In the final tally, it won't be promotions or possessions that fill your memory bank. It will be the laughter shared over an impromptu picnic, the shoulder someone lent when life felt heavy, and the tearful hug at a wedding or funeral. Those moments, woven together, form the quilt of your social legacy. Cherish these friends. And time moves faster than you think, and as you age, it seems to accelerate. When you were young, a single afternoon felt endless. Monday stretched ahead like an open road, and vacations felt like lifetimes. But after 55, you wake up to find the seasons have flown by. Holidays you once counted down for arrive almost unannounced. Birthdays and anniversaries slip past in a blur of obligations. It's not your imagination. Neuroscience tells us that as we accumulate more novel experiences in early life, each new memory comprises a larger percentage of total experiences, making time feel elongated. Later, as we become habitual, fewer novel moments mean time feels compressed. But here's the secret. You can reclaim a sense of spaciousness by inviting novelty and presence back into your days. Try a new hobby, a pottery class, a book club, or an evening language exchange over video chat. Learn to cook a cuisine you've never tried. Visit a museum in a neighboring town. Novelty slows time down in your mind by creating new neural pathways and adding fresh chapters to your internal story. Equally powerful is practicing mindfulness, the art of anchoring yourself in the present moment. When you sip your morning tea, resist the urge to scroll your phone. Notice the warmth of the mug, the steam curling up, the flavor notes as you sip. When you walk outside, feel the ground beneath your feet. Listen to birdsong or city sounds. Observe the patterns of clouds. By fully immersing yourself in even mundane moments, you expand them. Keep a sensory journal. Jot down 3 new things you noticed each day. A fascinating smell, a snippet of conversation that made you smile, the quality of light at dusk. Over time, you'll build a personal anthology of detail that helps you see how rich each day can be. Suddenly, you'll look back and realize that life isn't speeding up. It's that you haven't given yourself permission to truly arrive. Gratitude is a superpower that transforms how you see everything. When life feels heavy, you or your loved ones facing health challenges, dreams that went unfulfilled, empty chairs at holiday tables, it's easy to spiral into what if and wish it. But choosing to notice what's still good doesn't minimize loss. Instead, it provides a counterbalance, a beam of light that keeps your heart from growing too heavy. Studies show that writing down 3 things you're grateful for each night improves sleep quality, lowers stress hormones, and even bolsters immune function. You don't need an elaborate ritual, just a few sentences. Name the small things, the way your dog's fur felt beneath your hand, a stranger's courteous gesture, the taste of a fresh apple. Over weeks and months, you begin to rewire your brain to scan for blessings rather than threats. Gratitude can also be shared. Send a text to a friend saying, "I really appreciated how you," or "thank you for." A mailed card, handwritten in your own ink, becomes a keepsake. Verbally expressing thanks creates a ripple. You lift someone's spirits, and that uplift returns to you in warmth and beyond lists, cultivate a mindset of curiosity. Ask yourself, what's beautiful here when facing a routine task? Let that question guide you through a stiff morning back, a crowded grocery line, even a challenging conversation. Look for the golden thread, the opportunity to learn or to practice kindness. This daily choice to see goodness where you once saw loss doesn't erase pain, but it expands your capacity for joy, for hope, and for resilience. Over time, gratitude seeds grow into a garden of possibility that blossoms even in difficult seasons. Learning to say no is one of the most liberating skills you'll ever master. For so many years, society applauds us for saying yes, to promotions that overwork us, to social events that drain us, to obligations born of guilt rather than joy. But after 55, each yes carries a higher price. Energy you can't reclaim, time you can't rewind, emotional bandwidth you can't reset. Imagine your time and energy as a fixed bank account. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't nourish you, you're making a withdrawal you can't repay. Overdraw too often, and you face burnout, resentment, even health consequences. Saying no is not about building walls. It's about tending your inner garden, creating space for the people and passions that feed your soul. Practice a simple script. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm honored you asked, but I can't commit right now. You don't owe an apology or a lengthy explanation. You can offer an alternative. I'm not available Saturday, but I'd love to catch up next week. Keep your tone warm but firm. Set boundaries that protect your well-being. A cutoff time for email, a limit on volunteering roles, a promise to yourself that Sunday mornings are sacred. When guilt creeps in, because it will, remind yourself that self-care enables you to show up more fully when you choose to say yes. Each no you give becomes fertile ground for the yeses that truly matter. Your legacy is crafted in tiny, everyday moments more than in grand gestures. When you hear legacy, you might picture your resume or a Lifetime Achievement Award. But ask the people who matter what they remember, and they'll tell you about your kindness, your listening ear, your humility, the warmth of your laughter. Did you lend your neighbor a lawnmower when theirs broke? Did you proofread your grandchild's school essay? Did you volunteer to bake cookies for the community fundraiser? These small acts, done with genuine care, accumulate into a reputation far more precious than any title. Coaching your younger colleagues, telling your family stories that pass on lessons learned, photographing everyday life so those you love can feel your presence even after you've gone. These are the building blocks of enduring impact. Legacy isn't about wealth or fame. It's about how people feel when they think of you. So today, notice the seemingly insignificant ways you can leave a mark. A handwritten note left on a friend's doorstep, the way you express empathy when someone shares a worry, the moments you make someone feel seen. These are the seeds of remembrance that will blossom long after. A sharp mind is a lifelong treasure that flourishes when you feed it curiosity. As your body shows signs of wear, your mind often remains vibrant, provided you tend it. Mental acuity isn't reserved for crossword superfans or chess masters. It's within reach for anyone willing to embrace new challenges. Pick up a book outside your usual genre, history, philosophy, science fiction, and discuss it with a friend or at a book club. Listen to a podcast on a topic you know nothing about, astrophysics, classical music, modern art. Take an online course in graphic design or digital photography. The point isn't mastery, it's stimulation that forces your brain to forge new neural connections. Engage in social conversation that goes beyond the weather. Ask deep questions. What's the biggest lesson life has taught you? Or, if you could witness any historical event, which would you choose and why? These dialogues invite perspective-taking and empathy, both of which activate critical thinking and emotional intelligence. Protect your mind from endless negative loops. Limit news binges that leave you anxious. Cultivate media that uplifts. A nature documentary, a feel-good novel, a comedy special that makes you laugh until your sides ache. Balance input with creative output. Paint, write poetry, play an instrument, or start a journal where you explore ideas rather than events. Remember, a well-tended mind doesn't just preserve memories, it fuels resilience, innovation, and the capacity to find wonder in everyday life. Change is the only constant, and resisting it only makes it more painful. One day you're juggling a career, the next you're navigating retirement routines, one day your home is full of children's laughter, the next it's quiet enough to hear your own thoughts echo. It's tempting to yearn for what once was. But clinging too tightly to the past can leave you brittle and stuck. Instead, practice active acceptance. Acknowledge what you feel, sadness, nostalgia, uncertainty, then choose an action that honors both your past and your present. If you miss colleagues, volunteer as a mentor in your old industry. If an empty nest feels too quiet, foster an animal or host weekly dinner with neighbors. If your body isn't what it was, find a new movement practice, Tai Chi, water aerobics, or even gardening, that aligns with your current capabilities. Change can open doors you never expected, a quieter home that feels meditative, a flexible schedule that allows you to pursue passions, the chance to form friendships across generations. Each season brings its unique gifts. By leaning into change rather than resisting it, you cultivate adaptability, and adaptability is strength. Material things lose their shine as you discover that connection, meaning, and memory are the true treasures of life. The latest gadgets, the designer clothes, the fancy vacations, they thrill you briefly, then fade like fireworks. But a shared meal with someone you love, a heartfelt conversation under starry skies, the joyous sound of your grandchild's laughter, these resonate in your soul long after the moment passes. Simplifying your environment can be a powerful practice. Declutter your homeroom by room, asking, does this item spark joy or serve a purpose? More importantly, declutter your heart. Release old resentments, outdated expectations, and comparison traps that keep you chasing illusions of happiness. When you lighten your load, both physically and emotionally, you make space. You don't have to live with austerity. Comfort and warmth have their place, but let them be the backdrop, not the focus. Let the laughter, the stories, the moments of presence be the centerpiece of your life. Happiness is an inside job, not a destination on a calendar. We spend so much of life waiting for retirement, for the kids to leave home, for the next milestone. But when you finally arrive, what if happiness isn't waiting there? The truest form of joy arises from within, your perspective, your mindset, your willingness to see life's beauty, even amid imperfection. Start by pausing 3 times a day and asking yourself, What's one thing bringing me joy right now? It could be the softness of your blanket, the taste of coffee, the sound of rain on your window. Let yourself fully experience that joy. Breathe it in. Let it fill your chest. Practice self-compassion on hard days. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. It's okay to feel tired. I'm doing the best I can. This pain doesn't define me. Self-kindness builds an internal sanctuary of resilience. Happiness isn't found in perfect circumstances. It's found in acceptance, in finding meaning in the mundane, and in celebrating your own capacity to endure, to grow, and to love, even when life isn't picture perfect. Fear is the enemy of growth, and it can disguise itself as practicality. After 55, it's tempting to let the inner critic whisper, "Better not try that. What if you fail? Is it too late?" But fear isn't protecting you. It's keeping you stuck. Real growth lies on the other side of discomfort. Think back to a time you felt most alive, the leap of learning to drive, the thrill of public speaking, the rush of travel. Those moments came when you stepped through fear. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to feel the fear and move forward anyway. Choose one small action today that your fear wants you to avoid. Call an old friend. Apply for that volunteer role. Sign up for the painting class you've been eyeing. Even if your hands shake, even if your voice trembles, each brave step makes fear a little smaller and you a little stronger. Over time, those small acts of courage add up. You'll look back and see that your life story is not one of missed chances, but of moments when you chose possibility over paralysis. No matter your age, it's never too late to begin again. One of the most pervasive myths about aging is that the window for new beginnings slams shut at some arbitrary age. But life doesn't hand out expiration dates for dreams. As long as you're breathing, you can learn, you can explore. I've met people who fell in love at 70, who learned to paint at 80, who published novels in their 90s. Their beginnings looked different, perhaps quieter, slower, less flashy, but no less meaningful. A single decision, "I'm going to try," can open a door you didn't even know existed. You don't have to wait for the perfect time. You don't have to feel completely fearless or flawless. You just have to take one step. Read a tutorial online. Reach out to someone with experience. Join a group that shares your interest. That first step crackles with possibility. It signals to your brain and to the universe that you're ready. So today, ask yourself, what spark still flickers inside you? What idea have you shelved thinking it belonged to a younger you? Dust it off. Give it air. Water it with curiosity. Because your story isn't over, it's still unfolding. And each beginning at any age is proof you're alive and still becoming. Aging isn't about losing life. It's about living it more deeply. You are not too old to change. You are not too late to dream. You are exactly where you need to be to start living more intentionally, more joyfully, more fully. Every small choice you make, to slow down, to simplify, to savor, is a powerful step toward a richer life. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to start. If this message resonates, share one way you're choosing growth in this chapter of your life. Subscribe for more honest conversations about thriving after 55. Hit like if you found a spark here today, and join us as we write the best chapters of our lives. Because the pen is firmly in your hand,